Guys, we should head into that bar.
What bar? The bar called Bar?
Yeah, it says right there they got karaoke. We should do this.
I don't know, Mike. The last time you and I went into a fucking bar, I got my ass kicked and we lost all our money.
Yeah, well, we're in a shitty part of town with, like, punks with swords. We clearly took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Fucking wrong turn Albuquerque. No kidding. We're in goddamn New York, bro.
Well, anyway, they got karaoke inside, so let's just relax and have fun. What's the worst that can happen if we suck?
Three shitty beers, please.
Alright, you're outsiders, so I'm gonna lay down the rules for you. 1, first drink is on the house.
Yeah!
Woo!
Yeah, woo! However, there's a price you may not want to pay.
I'm okay with a little head, but could I have it in glass?
Oh, man, you're going first.
Yeah, Ivan, you can go first. Alright, the rule is you gotta sing for it.
Oh, shit. Good luck, man.
All right.
Oh boy, this is gonna be funny.
Fuck. What's the worst that could happen? I got this.
Alright.
I was gonna sing a song, but then I got high. What the fuck? You missed my head by about an inch with that axe.
Yeah, and if the next two guys suck, I'm not gonna miss. That's the price you pay if you don't sing well. Now you're up next. Fuck. Okay. First I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live. You won't if you keep singing like that. Now get off the stage. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Alright. Strike 2. You're next and last.
Oh, shit, guys. Shit, guys. I don't think I can do this. I don't want to do this, guys.
You better fucking do this. He's got an axe.
Oh man, like,
Guys.
no, this isn't fun.
Guys, you gotta come with me. Come up here. Come help me.
Okay.
I can do this. I can do it with you guys.
scared.
Come on. Okay, I got this. I got this, guys. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy, cause I'm
Easy
come, easy go. Little high, little low. Anyway the wind blows, doesn't really matter to me.
Well, it matters to me, because you're all gonna die.
No one is going to die tonight, except for the ones who killed my father.
Oh, phew,
No.
thanks, man. Saved by the
Thank God.
Saved by the Smurfy ninja dude. What do you want?
You. Did you kill my father?
I heard they did it.
You three. Your time has come.
No, we didn't do anything. No,
No.
stay with me. Gamer needs food badly.
Let's go!
Order up! And you're back in the kitchen with game connoisseur Mike King.
Chef Brandon Boswell.
And intern Ivan.
For another tasty morsel of a review. On the
Woo.
plate today, Ninja Gaiden.
Booyah!
Booyah.
Woo!
I'm not making ninja noises.
Not racist.
yeah, racist. That's why I'm not making ninja noises.
That's right.
You guys are racist. My eyes are already very closed.
I come from the state of Trump, motherfucker.
God, that's racist. No, that's racist.
No,
Brandon.
that implies that I smoke more weed than you do. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. Anyway, so carrying on. Who loves Ninja Gaiden?
Yes. A seminal classic for the Nintendo Entertainment System and a testament to the true phrase Nintendo hard.
Is that a phrase? I didn't know that was a phrase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Mike's absolutely right. This game, I love the hell out of this game, but god damn.
I think they should have rebranded that phrase somehow.
Well, Ivan, when did this game come out?
So this game first came out in Japan, 1988. Came out in North America 4 months later, 1989, March. And finally ended up in Europe in 91. It was,
Wow. They sat on that for a long time. Why?
well, that might have had something to do with the fact that ninjas were actually a taboo subject over in Europe. They called the game Shadow Warriors over there.
Yeah. And then, because, well, ninjas really did have a bad time because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were called the Teenage Mutant Hero
Yep,
Turtles.
absolutely.
In England.
Same deal.
So, I mean, like, were they still sore over the ninja invasion of World War II?
Who?
No, it's just that shit in Ninja Assassin happened in the mid-'80s. It just was traumatic, you know.
Oh yeah, so they were still reeling from the terrorist ninja attacks.
That's right, the assassinations, all those car crashes.
If you guys,
I mean, like, we all know where we were when Yasser Arafat got a ninja star in the skull.
I have no idea.
We all know where we were.
I was waiting.
Oh wait, or was that Itzhak Rabin?
I can't even.
It's 80s
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. If you guys don't say something cool soon, I'm gonna keep eating my chicken burger. Say something smart.
When someone threw a flaming ninja scroll at that Lockerbie flight, then that really set off the Libyan conflict. So
No,
those fucking ninjas, they were tricky bastards.
no, Brandon's right. We're dragging this into the fucking mud.
Yeah, I got.
Why don't you,
I need something to hold
why
on
don't you
to.
tell us a little?
Quicksand in me.
So, can we talk before we get into the game itself? Can you share a bit of the legacy of this game, like the impact it had? Because this wasn't just like some run of the mill game. It had it took off.
Yeah, this was one of the first games to feature what they called side story. What Gaiden actually means, the Tecmo Theater, as it will, using cutscenes to really flesh out the plot, make you feel like you're a part of a story, not just a character, running right to left or left to right. It was also, I don't know if you're aware of this, to go into some trivia, began as a beat 'em up arcade game. It was actually developed in parallel with the NES, so it's not exactly a port, but it has a history that I was unaware of before looking this game up.
So what do you mean by that?
It's
Like,
kinda
as they're making this game, they were like also literally looking at the specs of the NES, thinking like, "Hey, how do we maximize this?"
It was a different team, and they were kind of looking at each other. The first level of the NES game is similar to the beat 'em up arcade game, which was kind of like Double Dragon.
Huh.
But really, the legacy, as Mike was saying, really has to do with those cutscenes. So you see that all the time these days, but back then it was revolutionary.
It's funny because when I watched Mario World on the Super NES, wow, my brain just broke. And even like those ones where like he runs up and hits the plunger on the castle. Like when I was a kid, that blew my mind. But looking at it now, it's like obviously pretty low scale, and
They cheaped out compared to the Nintendo.
yeah, and then like when I saw these here, like that's like the reason why my mind immediately went to them was because I was like, holy shit, this is better than the Super Mario ones that I've been repping for years. As like, look at these cutscenes, this is like magic. But that's just me being a dweeb. So
Oh man, if the Nintendo came out of the gate with a game like this, there probably wouldn't have been a Sega. Like every other person would just be like, you know what, fuck this, we can't do this, we can't match this. But one of the saving graces for every other video game that came out on the Nintendo was the fact that this game was fucking difficult. I mean, I could only get like 2 levels in, and then it got to the point where I was just reloading save states every jump.
Yeah.
Because enemies will just come out of nowhere and knock you off the side, knock you off your trajectory mid-flight, or you have to land on a narrow ledge, And there's a fucker already there.
I'm not gonna lie, like literally every game that we've done an episode for, that's how I play it. Where just like my finger is like hair trigger to reload, like reload, progress, save, reload, progress, save, reload, progress, save. It's just like it's a macro in my brain now. And this game, like eventually by like I think the fourth stage, whatever they're called, world stages.
Act, yeah.
Acts, yeah. I was like watching the cutscenes and so into getting to the next cutscene that I was like, oh man, I just gotta get to that one pixel so I can save there and then wait for that eagle or that fucking leopard or that fucking idiot throwing sticks at me to fucking miss that other pixel so I can jump there and then save mid-jump so that I can change direction and fucking land on that other fucking... Holy shit, man. But wall climbing, though.
Look,
The wall climb.
wall climbing is excellent. However, ladder climbing is fucking bullshit because
It's the saddest fucking excuse.
it's like Ryu is such a fucking show off in this. It's like he cannot just mantle up on a ledge if a ladder goes up there. He needs something across from the ladder so he can bounce off that instead of just hauling his friggin' ass up.
Yeah, it's amazing that he can, like, jettison himself towards a wall 90 degree.
Yeah, different muscles entirely.
This guy never...
Come on.
Yeah, this is going to be like the most surprisingly unhelpful
This
guy
guy
to help
never
you shingle.
fucking never skips leg day.
Unless you grow a tree beside your house, this fucker's not getting off that ladder.
All about the legs, bro.
So
Uh,
what else about this guy is frustrating besides the fact that he cannot climb up?
His fucking dance skills are weak.
he's just got that one move, slice.
Slice. So one thing that I was enjoying about this game was as I was continuing along to further the plot and all that, I was finding myself getting quicker at like the dodges and shit and predicting the enemies, but eventually it becomes just like, I don't know, random chaos with the enemy patterns, and it's just stupid as fuck.
Yeah, you got to basically memorize it in some spots. I mean, that's a bit of bullshit, I'll say.
Well, even on memory, like they still like change shit around on you like pretty consistently. So it's like, what the fuck? You can memorize like 4 or 5 patterns for a guy at the same like location, and it's like Jesus Christ, and nobody's got like the same pattern. But the difficulty for me, where like I was getting pissed off, and you guys saw the messages, was when like you do the fucking boss, and then not to the beginning, but like you do the level over again.
Can't you start me off at the boss, considering it's like a good 10-minute slog?
Yeah, through all that shit again. Are you for real? And I gotta just do it again. It's totally fine. And interesting little trivia fact that thanks to, well, my computer's lagging out, so I don't want to give credit. Well, Ivan sent it to me, so let's give Ivan credit. That's a glitch that they had in testing, and they left in because they were like, yep, let's make broken tough. That's fucking makes me so angry. Yeah.
Oh, God. I was so pissed when I learned that. Because when I was a kid, I used to play this game constantly. I actually got good at it. I got to the end. I could never get through those 3 bosses. I'd get through one, the second one would kill me. I'd go back to the beginning of the fucking level. Like, you gotta be kidding me. It wasn't until I got to save states, thank God for save states, that I actually managed to beat the damn thing. Mm-hmm.
This is playing Nintendo games without a Game Genie? Fuck you.
So I got one more bit of trivia before we move on to the game proper.
Ooh, do tell.
The developers originally wanted to equip Ryu with sensors and a helmet, like an inside monitor to check his surroundings.
They wanted this to have like a HUD?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the ambition of these people.
See, as you were saying it, I was like, is he just describing a HUD? But they didn't know what a HUD was yet? So they had to, like, describe it backwards?
Yeah, basically.
That's interesting. They just didn't...
Oh my God, can you imagine how hard this fucking game would be from a first-person perspective?
I know.
I mean, you're facing the wall, so you don't know if there's a ledge behind you to bounce off of because you can't climb.
Can you imagine the camera spinning as you did each jump?
Oh my gosh. Every time you jump off a wall, you just see sky floor, wall. Ninja star in the eye.
Oh man.
Yo, and then like every time you get the like the what's that shield with the fireballs around it, and it's just like flame. You're like, I don't know what's happening. Am I on fire? Am I safe? I cannot tell.
So anyway, I think we're this game, as we were saying before, has a lot of cutscenes, a lot of plot, a lot of story.
Oh yeah.
So it can be a little bit boring if you were to say it all out, not skipping any little detail. So, Mike, take it away.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
we
Mike.
start off with
all you.
with an amazing cutscene.
Fuck, I was kidding.
Eat smartest chicken burger. Ah.
We start off with an amazing cutscene in a field on a starlit night. Two ninjas are facing off. One in, if I can remember, was it gray? And the other
Yeah.
one, was it pink?
Yeah, like a pinkish red.
Yeah, real ninjas wear pink.
Damn straight. It was the color of blending in.
Yeah.
Cherry blossoms, boys. Cherry blossoms. Think about it.
That's right.
he has to blend into those with those sakura blossoms.
Hanging out up in them trees, fucking ninjaing down.
God
Smelling
damn,
like
Brandon,
cherry
You
blossoms.
saved this. That makes it.
They're all ladies anyway, if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so these two ninjas face off. You get to see like a nice narrowing of their eyes. And one guy looks obviously black.
yo, there was no smoke though. I
The
was
guy in the gray-
suspicious.
He looks obviously black, like a black man.
Fuck you.
And the guy in pink is like some regular, like fair skin.
Hold on,
dude.
you can't say regular,
two of
Mike.
them-
Everything up until that point was borderline racist, but then you said regular, and that's just like, oh fuck, he did it. We're losing pressure.
You got the
We're
black
losing
man.
pressure.
Then you got the regular folks, the
We're
normal
losing
people.
altitude. There's a hole in the cabin, and we're going down. We just gotta level out. We can save it though. Oh boy.
Bail.
I haven't got you shoot.
I dived into soap advertising territory.
See what I was gonna say.
Oh,
is
God,
when you
you-
busted out their like the action pose where their eyes narrow. I was gonna say I was suspicious because I didn't see any smoke as their eyes narrowed, and I was gonna be like, Nintendo, are you being racist? Because if they're smoking, then I believe it. But if they're just like zooming in on their faces, being like Asian guy, you know what I mean? That's pretty racist.
No, their eyes were narrowing. Their eyes were narrowing because they were focusing on their
Or
strikes.
because they were getting more cheap.
So they charge at each other. They jump at each other in the sky, and they both slash their swords.
Swing.
But one is left standing, and one falls to the ground.
Is it Pinky? Who
And
wins?
then Pinky is the one that falls. It's the black man in the gray suit
Yeah. Oh.
who is left standing, and then
Clearly
Ryu,
more athletic than the pink guy was.
Yep.
Jumps higher.
So
The regular guy couldn't jump that high. It's a movie from the 80s,
Pink man
you know, the
can't
ones
jump.
that Mike
yeah,
knows.
you know those
Regular guys, regular guys who can't jump.
Oh, God.
Mike, you fucking terrible human. Oh god.
Your second biggest fuck up of the night.
Oh, let's see if I can take back the crown. So Ryan gets a note saying,
Best part of it is if I just stay quiet and don't fuck things up, I can totally get through this.
so Ryu
But I'm not gonna make it easy for you, Mike.
Gets
I'm gonna
a
keep
fucking
fucking up
letter.
as hard as I can.
from his dad
Yeah.
saying that if you're getting this letter, I done fucked up. My mouth wrote a check that my ass couldn't cash, and I am DEAD dead. And then he mentions that you have to find a guy, Walter Smith, in America. So Ryu's just like, I'm coming to America. But no.
Yeah, you use that accent,
No.
but are you aware that the cutscene clearly shows this, like, ginger American boy?
Yeah, he does not look like a Japanese boy. Despite the fact his name is Ryu Hayabusa.
That's right.
I mean, he is an Asian. He's like an Asian dude. Like he's in Japan because he has to go to America. So why he
I mean-
looks like an American boy already?
I've heard of Black Irish, but Yellow Irish? I mean,
Also, yeah, but yeah, he sounded Irish or something, not like, what the fuck? He didn't sound like Japanese or whatever you were trying to do.
No, I was doing Eddie Murphy because Coming to America.
yeah.
Oh, I don't
Anyway.
get that.
It's a
Anyway.
movie. It's a really good movie.
From when?
So,
From like the late 80s or early 90s. Eddie Murphy at his best.
There you go.
He plays an African prince who comes to America to find a bride. It's a great movie.
so Ryu's coming to America. What happens next, Mike? I'm on the edge of my seat.
Coming to America. Boo, boo, boo.
So we find Ryu. Like, this is when we finally get to. Ryu has sworn to go on a mission of vengeance and to discover the reason his father had to die. Then we find ourselves in the first level of the game, the streets of, I assume, New York?
Oh, absolutely. It's got a bar. It's got to be New
I
York.
don't know. Yeah, it's pretty New Yorky.
Yeah, LA only has those opium dens.
That's right.
Also, Screen Rant. Screen Rant is where I found that fact about the glitch. I just want to be clear, we're not copywriting. I didn't steal that. I found it and
Very
I used it.
very
I gave them
poignant
credit.
and a worthy interruption.
Yep. I did a good one this time, guys.
So the first level gets you pretty well acclimated to it. It's pretty easy, all things considered. You got enemies that are coming at you kind of slow. We're throwing...
Infinitely respawning enemies.
Yeah, that...
Which, again, like, that was, like, how fucking hard is it for Nintendo to come up with the concept of clearing a room so I have space to fucking breathe?
Yeah, they didn't have that down yet, for sure.
No. They just want you to consistently have to, like, never be calm.
Well, this game...
Can you imagine
This game's
also...
intense, man.
Obviously, you guys don't have to imagine, but I can only imagine the like struggle of like sitting there in a chair, watching like a fucking old school TV,
Mm-hmm.
staring at these little things, and like struggling with that old ass controller too. Like I love that thing to death. That's one of my favorite controllers. It's my wallet that I'm looking at right now. But like holding that little square thing and just like shaking and hearing the buttons rattle and like dodging and jumping and dodging and fucking ducking and dodging and oh my god.
Jump a jiving,
It's like-
now you're ready, baby. Jump a jiving, now you're ready, baby.
Yeah, that's like some next level, like, line up fucking lines of coffee, like fucking cocaine beside you, because you're going to be up all night jittering anyway. Just bump a line of coffee and just keep going, and your mom comes by, and you got to put a blanket over the shit, and you're like, nothing, Mom, nothing, and you're just twitching, your eyes are blinking. She's like, it's 7 o'clock at night, son, what the fuck's the matter with you? And you're like, I don't even know. I haven't slept since Tuesday.
I'm masturbating, go away.
Level 6-1, level 6-2.
Yeah,
Can't do
masturbating.
it.
There's coffee all over your upper lip. I don't know what you mean, Mom. It's not even hot.
Yeah.
So,
So he gets through the streets of New York.
one thing, and you also get introduced to something else, the fucking timer. Because not only are you surrounded by infinitely spawning enemies, you are also given 150 seconds to just blast through this shit, somehow not show up with 1 or 2 health bars by the time you get to the boss. And you certainly don't have time to sit around, grind, get the right power-ups, or replenish your health.
Yeah, we should talk a little bit
I
about
took the
about the
liberty.
weapon system in the game.
Oh, sure, please, let's talk about that.
So it's kind of similar to Castlevania. Everyone uses the comparisons. So you got a main weapon, in this case, katana. But you've also got
katana.
secondary weapons that you can pick up, destroying various objects in the level. That'll either drop a weapon or it'll drop what you need to power the weapon. Spirit points, I think they call them. So you got a throwing star. Just as...
How did you really use them, like in the old school way? Did you have to push down and B, like Castlevania or whatever?
Yeah,
How did you activate them?
Up and B. Up and B was how you would activate it.
B,
So just regular B, without any kind of input on the directional pad would be a standard attack. If you did up at the same time.
Yeah.
And you had to be careful of that too. If you didn't want to use your special attack and you were in the process of jumping.
Yeah.
Because there'd be a few times where you're like, oh fuck, I got that, jump and slash attack, which really fucks up the bosses. I don't want to lose that. And then you're going up to another level and just trying to kill a regular old asshole with a mohawk, and like, no, I didn't mean to use that. Fuck.
Yeah, some shithead who's got like 2 swords and he's just like walking around like a fucking slap chop, just ready to take you out. Doesn't make any friggin'...
Yeah.
and it seems like everyone else's weapons are just a little bit longer than yours.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really like your katana's like short. That's why I said that when you brought it up.
Well, it's genetics. I can't do much about it. When I was there,
He's Asian, so he's like he has to get used to everything being bigger in America.
oh god, we're back to that. So anyway, rounding out the special weapons, you got the
We never left being racist.
yeah.
That's the
That's a fair
problem.
point. So you got the
Did somebody
Mike's always
did somebody fart or did they just stick their finger in a wall socket?
I
Neither.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I just heard like a.
Yeah.
I have
Maybe-
no idea
maybe-
what you're referring to.
Maybe somebody was doing a Sling Blade impression. I don't know.
Maybe make sure your dad's okay downstairs. Like, did the lights dim at the same time in your house?
It's like, oh no, he's not fixing
Oh,
the wall
my
socket, is he?
Yeah, he's downstairs covered in tinfoil trying to, like, plug the phone into the wall or some shit. Your dad's a lunatic. Joe King. Anyway, just joking.
So what other beautiful enemies are we introduced to? I think we're introduced to like the Castlevania equivalent of the Flea.
Jesus Christ, I genuinely cannot remember any of the people. And I know it was like a little while ago, but there's literally so many and they're just constantly coming at you.
Yeah,
I remember
guy with
the
the
bats,
guy with the mohawk and his
the
sword.
eagles,
Yeah, the Mohawk,
the fucking
the first level.
What are the
cheetahs.
flea? What are the flea type enemies? Are they like rats or are they like
Pumas.
midgets or what?
I always thought they looked like monkeys. I don't know what the hell they were.
Now who's racist?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a that's the least amount of racist. There's an old dude with a shawl that like throws crosses. And there's
I am Psycho Priest.
army guys. There's army guys that shoot and run at you. They first off they run at you and then they stop dead and then pull out their like M16 style gun and they either have 3-round burst, 1-round burst, or rocket launchers, and they just look a little bit different and you can't tell who the fuck's who. I only remember like the main, like I remember the first 2 fucking levels, and the rest was just like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So at the end of the first, the first level teaches you that Ryu can grab onto walls, and then bounce jump to another adjoining surface, which is usually like a neon sign. But you also learn Ryu cannot climb a fucking ladder to save his life.
Right.
He can like climb up as long as there's like some old lady's like flower bed that he can stand on and bounce off of, because heaven knows that
Yeah.
he just can't lift his fucking ass up.
Yeah, if only he had the upper body strength to swing a sword nonstop, he could pull his ass up onto the ledge.
Well, that's why he's got a small one, because he can't handle the large katana. It's just too much metal, you know? It's the smallest possible blade, but it's just too long.
He's got like his
So he got the tip.
he's got his mom's steak knife. That's all he can handle.
Yeah,
He can't handle daddy's
he
sword
got
yet.
the tip snapped.
So,
And then at the end of this, you finally go into the first stage boss, who lives in Jay's bar. Of course, you only find that out on the Ninja Gaiden wiki, because on the Nintendo game it is simply called Bar.
they're very subtle.
In there is the first boss, a purple dude with an axe, although if you look at his Wikipedia page, it is clearly a scimitar. Which doesn't make sense because his name is the Barbarian, known as the Executioner of South America. And executioners are famous for having an axe, not a scimitar.
And it just happens to be vacationing in New York City.
I'm glad that you did the fucking research for this shit, because I would have just lost it.
Oh God.
I'd be like, what the fuck?
We're
boys?
not even started with losing you yet, Brandon. Buckle
in
in.
the instruction manual, this is what his entry is. The first of the Malice 4 who will cut anything to shreds that gets in its way. Because now apparently he's an it. It lives deep in the forest of Brazil, which he uses as his hideout. So now he's back to being a person. The natives are scared to death of this killer. Known as the Executioner of South America, he attacks his enemies by ferociously swinging a huge axe. And
Huh.
this guy, this is your introduction to bosses, because you will see, much like Mega Man, they have a health bar.
Yeah. But unlike Mega Man,
I love.
these
Oh, it's so
bosses are
helpful.
actually pretty easy when you get down, except the fucking end bosses. I mean, this first boss here, you actually have a bigger range with your weapon than he does with his. So as long as you keep slowly backing up, he can't touch you.
Yeah, that's how I figured him out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sense of empowerment after feeling that, oh shit, this game might overwhelm me, considering it's kind of challenging and we're just getting started. This boss is a nice little encouragement to let you know, like, don't worry, it's not going to be all that bad. Like the levels seem to be harder than the boss.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get all the way up to the last 3 bosses to find a boss that's actually challenging. The rest of them are basically, watch a guy go back and forth across the screen, very easy pattern, or watch a guy just slowly come at you and you can out damage him. The levels are hard as shit, but the bosses themselves, they give you an easy pass to the next cutscene.
The first guy, like that we're talking about here, I remember I obviously used the save states as always, but I didn't rely on it so heavy with this guy because I figured out that pattern pretty quick with the distance on the swords. But everybody else, like from 2 on, I was just like living on the save states.
Yeah.
Didn't have to think too much. I just found a sweet spot and then got back to there, and then I'd go lay in, make as much damage as I can, and then save. And then he'll hack me, and then I'll go back to that save, and then get out of the way of the whack, and then go again.
Well, they love to.
So I didn't have to.
They love to put spawning points right as you're jumping over a pit. Things like that. So you got to know that fucking bat is coming, because if you don't, you start jumping, he's gonna knock you right into the pit. That's it.
Oh yeah.
You almost might as well not.
I meant more with the bosses in general, though. Like with the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, till you get to like the double bosses or whatever it is.
Okay.
All those, it was just like a case of like, get to a safe spot, or like lay in as much damage as I can, quickly save, get whacked, and then go back to that save state, get out of the way of that whacking that's coming, and then lay in a bunch more
Just
damage.
love the way you're saying whack. Just with perfect
Whack.
pronunciation.
Whack.
Whack. That whacking. Yeah, and then I never actually had to learn any of the patterns.
You need to hear him sing
'cause-
Devo songs, because when he talks about whipping it, it is
Oh, I whip it good.
exactly.
I whip it so good.
So the best part
Anyway,
is
yeah.
that when you finally slash this guy enough, instead of just falling down to the ground dead, apparently everybody has a suicide vest on. Because this guy blows the fuck up.
Slowly.
And then,
Oh yeah.
and then we're introduced to a beautiful cutscene of Ryu, of a close-up of Ryu's face, which again, for a Nintendo game, to see like close-ups of faces with this kind of fidelity is just such a treat. And then we get to see, then the camera pans over and we see a shadow, and out of that shadow comes a girl, and Ryu, Ryu instantly sounds like an 8-year-old boy. He's just like, a girl, get out of here.
Just
I don't
a
want
girl.
your cooties.
Just a girl.
I don't want your...
He's totally dismissing her. She's no
it's
danger.
just a
a girl.
Get out of here. I don't want your cooties. So then she pulls a gun on him, and then pow! And then Ryu falls down, and we're instantly thinking, what?
That was a quick game.
Yeah, are we like starting off as like Ryu's son, who gets a letter saying that your grandfather and your father have both been killed, and now he has to pick up his little switchblade and like leave the schoolyard.
It just keeps going downhill, younger and younger. So anyway, he's not really dead.
Yeah, it turns out she popped him with a tranquilizer dart.
Of course.
Even though it looks like a standard 9mm handgun that she pulls on him, and not a tranquilizer dart, which obviously would have a differently shaped barrel. But anyway, it turns out for some reason she captures him only like seconds later. When he wakes up, she like opens up the door and like tells him to escape.
Yeah. Shoves a statue in his arms and says, "Get out of here." Like, what?
Get the fuck out.
And then you start the second level, the jailbreak.
Ba-da-ba-ba-doo.
And this is where it got so fucking difficult for me.
Yeah.
I had to like I had to tap out and watch a playthrough.
Well, this is really where they started fucking you over with those enemies that were positioned just right, just diagonally. That you needed a special weapon to get them, or you had that enemy that was coming over, you didn't know how to handle it and just knocked you into a pit. This was where they were...
Or that enemy that you knew about and then a puma fucking came out of nowhere and got you. Or that enemy that you knew about and then a fucking stick from off-screen guy fucking flew over and hit you. Or that enemy that you knew about and was jumping over and then you accidentally slipped and you hit reload, so you had to make that perfect jump again, and it fucked you over the second time, but not the first time, but you accidentally already hit reload.
We should also mention this game did not, not have a save.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about my save.
Yeah.
At least according to my Skype, you like said that like 4 times.
Yeah, you had no save, you had no password feature. You were in this for the long haul.
Yeah, because why would you take an intensely difficult game and give you no fucking way to save your progress?
I will say, though...
I mean, a timer system, get the fuck out. And a life system, like, at least if you're going to have something extremely difficult for me to hammer myself against, because you cannot learn, like, you cannot adapt to this game in one go. Like, by the time you realize you've made a mistake, you're already hearing the game over music.
At least they gave you an infinite continue, so I'll give them that.
Yeah, that's decent. Also, I will add the fact that this game doesn't have any saves, but the next game, technically, chronologically speaking, as far as the plot's concerned, the Nintendo DS Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, which is actually between Ninja Gaiden 1 and Ninja Gaiden 2, as a sidequel, does have saves.
So you're saying it's a Gaiden?
Yes, it's a Gaiden sidequel.
Oh god.
It's a Dragon Sword. Also, you have to hold the DS sideways, like vertically, to use it whenever he's got his sword out, so that's kind of neat. But it has saves, so let's do it. And then we can go back, we'll play that on the DS, and then we'll go play Ninja Gaiden 2 back on the NES, and then we'll be like, why the fuck?
Okay, so, Ivan, we plow through this, and who do we fight at the end of this level? Who is the warden of this prison?
Some guy named Pomerad. I have no idea who this guy is supposed to be whatsoever. It's this guy that's...
This guy has like an 18-pack.
Yeah, he's got an 18-pack. He's got this weird blade on the end of a chain that he keeps spinning. Spins it in the air, and then he spins it towards you. And then he spins it in the air. It just... I have no idea who he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the warden of this jail. But in any case, like most bosses in the game, he's not too difficult. You just walk up there, you take your medicine, and you kill him before he kills you.
I think wardens have keys, and keys on a bungee thing are dangerous.
He's attacking you with his
key ring. That explains it.
Yeah, cell block key ring. I don't know. I mean, I'm just fishing here, but like, you know, I like to get in behind him. It's not easy. You just gotta be quick. Yeah. But like, get behind him, lay in 2 shots, and then jump over him. I think it was.
Yeah, I mean,
and just avoid that chain.
If you got that special attack, the jump and slash, you can take these bosses out in like 2 or 3 hits. It's just insane.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good to know now that I'm done fucking playing.
I know, I didn't know that either until I watched a run through and I'm like, oh my god. It's so fucking easy.
I suppose I could have watched a run through, but that's too easy.
Anyway.
And then after beating this guy, we finally get is this one the cutscene where we finally get to meet Walter Smith?
Yeah. At this point he's running. You get a quick cutscene of him running. Like all ninjas do, running real fast.
running so fast that everything around them looks like they're
Like a blur.
like traveling at warp speed.
Right. And then you got Walter Smith appearing.
Who's
Walter White.
Yeah.
Ryu? We must cook.
I've been making that joke like 3 times now, and you're just getting on it now.
Because we just started talking about Walter. So this is when I would start
But
thinking about that. If you jump the gun,
I made
it's
it
your
when
fault.
you said it the first time. I made it when you said it the second. Anyway, racist. So Ryu's Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So at this point, you get a real exposition dump. I mean, in a game filled with cutscenes
Woo!
and plot dumps, this is a long.
I love it.
story.
Oh,
This is the money stuff. This is why I'm fucking killing 900
That's
eagles.
right.
I don't hate eagles. I just want to fucking see the next 8-bit cutscene. Maybe I get some sweet ninja titties.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us about the cutscene, Mike? What's behind all of this business?
Well, Walter ends up telling Ryu that 700 years ago, a demon of destruction entered the Earth realm.
Fuck no.
It's kind of redundant, isn't it?
I'm scared.
Oh,
was
for
getting
fuck's
scared.
sakes, if you're going to interrupt me, God. Okay,
I
so
was... Shut up. Fuck you.
it turns out that this
I don't
is
want
a
a
sequel
demon.
to a different video game called Shinobi. Because Shinobi is the one that defeated the monster.
700
Bad
years
guy?
ago,
Yep, so apparently now we have to go play Shinobi.
using the very sword that Ryu has. What are the odds?
Yep, well,
Oh,
those,
is that why it's so short?
those swords...
It's like a 700-year-old sword that they haven't had, like add any more metal to it.
Mhm.
Yep,
It's
and
literally been whittled
so
away.
the demon's soul was split in half and housed within 2 statues, while the body was left in some Brazilian temple or some place in South America. I don't remember exactly. So now, even though the demon was defeated, the statues, if they were reunited with the body on a dark moon, the demon would rise again. So Ken Hayabusa, or in the Wikipedia, his name is Joe Hayabusa, even though I specifically remember Ken being his name.
Yeah. Nice little Street Fighter 2 reference there. Before Street Fighter 2.
Ryu, Ken. I mean, come on. Like, what?
Yeah.
I can't remember Street Fighter 1 being out that early, or about this.
I think it might have been out that early, actually, Street Fighter 1. Because Street Fighter 2,
Well,
I think,
I
was
saw
early
Street
90s.
But that Street Fighter wasn't actually a fighter. It was like some platformer game.
Yeah. Anyway, we gotta get back to the plot. We'll be here all fucking night.
Anyway.
Yeah, talk about fucked. So,
Yep.
it turns out that Ken possessed one of the demon statues, and that's probably why he was killed, so that could be acquired. So Walter had the other statue, and he ends up holding on to it. And I think there's another level, and then when that level ends, then we get to see the end of poor Mr. Walter.
No, at this point, Ninja...
Or does Walter die in the same cutscene as you're introduced?
No. A ninja comes in, steals the statue that Ryu brought, and Ryu has to go after him, which is the next level. You go through 2 or 3 different levels, and then you fight this guy who is supposed to be the ninja, but looks like this guy, I don't even know how to describe him, gigantic legs, just hops back and forth like a toad.
Oh, what a weird guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the wiki. When he's, like, the colors do not stay the same in this game. Because when he steals it from you, he is originally green.
Right, and svelte, a
And now
ninja.
you think, like, oh, great, I'm being attacked by, like, an environmental ninja. And then, but by the time you find him, he is several feet taller, with red bloated pajamas, and he rains fire upon you.
Yeah.
And
Maybe he's possessed.
he's something.
That one is Bassequer, whose nationality is unknown. And after you kick his ass, you go back to Walter and find out he has been murdered.
Well, he's near death. He manages to croak out, "You gotta become the Ninja Dragon. There's no choice." And then at that point,
The CIA shows up
Right.
and basically
Because of course.
commands... Yeah, because now the CIA are apparently aware of ninjas. So the I mean, of all the groups that could get involved in this, the fucking CIA.
This is my favorite shit right here.
All right, why don't you tell us about it, Brandon?
Well, then they fucking hold him down in an interrogation room, and this guy named Foster busts in. He's the head of the Special Auxiliary Unit of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Well-known subdivision.
So, yeah, it's just total bullshit. And if it was me, I'd just be slapping the shit out of this ninja. Like, I'm the fucking head of your mom in the Department of Fuck You. Foster tells Ryu that more than 2,000-year-old temple Walter discovered in some ruins in the Amazon.
I'm Special Agent Fuck Me Daddy, and if you want a clearance, you can get that from your mom.
Uh-huh.
She knows my name.
And he continues saying that Walter one day mysteriously sealed the ruins, which nobody has since ventured near. Foster explains to Ryu that if they have been monitored, or that they've monitored the place recently, and there's activity of somebody named Guardia de Malo. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Guardia de Malo.
Also, sure, whatever. But the CIA are dickheads. The CIA are dickheads like me, so they're like, we called them the Jakku, which also doesn't make any sense. And he recently has been kicking shit up in the temple. Using the statues, Jakku plans to awaken Jocelyn and use him to destroy the world.
being the demon.
Foster's like...
Jakyo.
Yeah. Jakyo,
sure.
Anyway, so Foster's like... You're probably all right.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I played it without volume, and there wasn't any actual, like, dialogue, so... Anyway, so Foster tells Ryu to go to the fucking temple and kick his ass. And then after getting to the temple, Ryu discovers that Jakku is holding some broad captive who handed him the shadow statue earlier. And Ryu orders to give up the demon statue. After threatening the girl's life, Ryu is dropped straight through a trapdoor into the catacombs. And he's got to go deal with that shit. Next.
Yeah, so de mieux is French for better. So he's the better guardian.
So he's French with a Spanish nickname.
Yep.
In a Brazilian
all of it's
temple.
Fine by me. I could not give one fuck. 1.5 fucks.
I'm losing track of this shit.
So you get thrown into the temple, and what do we do there, Ivan? Besides find like one spot where one of the best spawn points is in this game, where because enemies keep spawning from the right to fuck you up. So then there's a space where you have to jump over a ledge across a gap to grab a ladder, but if you stand in just the right spot, enemies will just keep spawning between the ledge and the ladder, and they keep falling to their death and respawning. So it's like
they just fall straight down.
A waterfall of henchmen.
Yeah.
But don't stay there too long, because you only have 150 seconds to get through.
That's right.
Yeah. So you can't just stay there laughing.
Yeah. So at this point, you're fighting your way through the catacombs, and then once you climb up to a certain height, you go up this long-ass ladder, and they have this pretty cool little cutscene where Ryu's on top of this rock, and he's staring out across the valley at the mountain beyond where you got the bad guy's temple. The badass music.
And there's one more member of the Malice 4 waiting for you.
Right. Once you get into that temple, you make your way up to the top, and you've got...
And just to make sure that Brandon sees this too, because what I'm about to say is dependent that you know exactly
racist probably
what this guy looks like. Because
this, by the way, was the black ninja from the first cutscene.
Yes, we need to establish that this guy is now regular skinned.
Regular again, yes, absolutely.
God.
You fucking racist.
Hey, don't look at me. Look at the people that made this game. Realized, oh shit, one of the villains is black. We have to fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the one who felt that this guy's skin was something that had to be fixed. They did. We're looking at this right now.
It's not really the
understand what
skin
you're
that's got
showing,
my
though.
attention. It's that fucking helmet he's wearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's why.
The pussy helmet.
Pussy helmet
This
with
guy's
horns.
wearing a pussy. He's wearing a pussy with horns.
I mean, it's even got a
for a
clit on
helmet.
the top. I mean, how much more
Yeah, it's definitely got a clit.
unbelievable.
Oh my god, I wish he was wearing this when he killed Raya's dad. Again, this doesn't make sense. First he had gray pajamas, and he was an African American, or he was an African man, a man of African heritage. Now
This is just his final form, Mike.
What?
It's not that big of a deal.
Anyway, the
Wait, you were crackling up. What was that?
I just said this is just his final form.
yeah,
not that
yeah,
big of a
he's
deal.
going through a transformation. That's for sure. It's a Michael
So you're
Jackson.
saying
of
so you're
Ninja Gaiden.
saying he's gained some white power?
No, he's a Calypso girl now.
Yeah, yeah, he's my.
He dances to the Calypso beats.
Yeah, and he's got the power of the pussy, literally on his face. God, I mean, like, come on, it's got a clit. How did they like draw this and not think he's got a clit on his face?
I don't know.
Anyway,
They were like, evil diamond. We need an evil diamond in the middle.
so at this point, he explains that he's fought your father,
Yep.
and it doesn't tell you much else. Says come and fight, and so of course, you're expecting a ninja, right? Because before it was a ninja took down your dad. No, this
Yeah.
guy just
Yeah.
like every other boss so far. Frankenstein walks towards you, and the only thing that he does is occasionally shoots balls of lightning at you. He doesn't jump. He doesn't have a sword. He had no shurikens. None of that business. He's just this guy with a pussy helmet that throws balls of lightning at you. And so you kick his ass,
Beauty.
at which point he says, yeah, I fought your dad, but your dad's not dead.
I didn't kill him.
And you're like, what? No, you're lying. Yeah, go ahead, he says.
I was like,
You'll find out. Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I die.
and I die. So at this point, you're going into the final act of the game. Mike, you want to tell us about it?
Oh, we finally enter the grounds of the temple, I believe. And it, of course, is exemplarily harder than everything else.
not a real word.
No, not the
It
way
is quite hard.
that he said it anyway.
Nope. Doesn't matter. Just chucking it out there. Keep going.
Well, obviously, you saw past my attempt to inflate a sentence while I was distracted by looking up the Wikipedia article on this guy.
Oh, you
Anyway,
suck.
You clearly caught me and felt the need to expose me rather than going along with it for the sake of some form of solidarity on the show. But
are you kidding?
I'm
This
gonna-
is the show. Humiliate Mike. I mean,
as if I come here to escape that aspect of my life.
that's what you think.
I'm gonna have to keep on looking then.
Yeah. Anyway, tell us about level 6.
So we end up facing this boss who is considerably difficult. And then we find out only after the duel is over that it is in fact your father.
Now, I have to stop you there.
Or-
There's a
or
cutscene that's before the
Yeah,
boss
fucking
where the
Yeah.
Hakio is actually telling you, nobody
Yeah,
can
yeah.
But
defeat
you're-
you, not even your father. This big reveal.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he does reveal it first before the
Right,
battle.
and he says, your father was not
Yeah.
dead. He was transformed into the masked devil.
Yeah.
Who, again, just sort of Frankenstein walks towards you as fireballs are shooting around. And Ryu sees that he's being controlled naturally by the big glowing orb in the center of the room. So you take
Yep,
that out,
so-
and that frees your father from the mind
Kills
control.
it. And then Jacko. Is that how you say that?
Jacchio?
Yeah, whatever.
Jacko.
Just go with it.
He arranges fucking Ken's release from the position and shows himself.
Do you
and
mean
he
possession?
immediately? Yep.
Okay, because the
Immediately tries to
position sounds
kill-
like he had him doing some really shifty.
Well, he was under mind control
Nope.
after all.
I call this the missionary
Yeah.
possession.
Bend over, Ken.
But he immediately, he's like, yeah, it's all good. I'll let you free. And then immediately tries to kill Ryu with a fucking fireball. And then Ken's all like, nope. And jumps in front of it and takes a hit.
I don't trust my son, who is a ninja, to jump out of the fucking way.
I'm going to get in the way.
I'm going to get killed.
Even though I just got free, thanks to all my son's effort. I'm just going to die instead.
Yeah,
We could go fishing, but nah.
we can go play catch in the field. Nope, fuck that.
Nah. I didn't want to be found, kiddo.
Yes, sir.
I'm getting fire blasted today.
Yeah, I was only given power by the orb. I didn't say I was being brainwashed by it.
Nah.
So anyway,
So then what
at
happened?
this point, Ryu was pissed. You know, before he was just kind of mediocre about the whole thing, but now he's mad. Tells the Hakio that his time has come, and he takes him out. So you're thinking at that point, oh, everything's fine. You know, come on, Dad, I'll carry you down the mountain. And then
Yep.
the girl, who you freed from her bonds, I guess, is there. And she looks over and says, "What's that?" And you see this lunar eclipse happening. And Ryu has this moment of epiphany.
It's like, what's that plot development over there?
That's right.
Things are looking good. Oh, what's that random bad shit?
So,
Watch out.
yeah, so anyway, at that point, the statues start vibrating. And then you got this, I can only say aborted fetus. That's the demon. Appears before you
Yep.
as the final boss.
Oh yeah, everything in Nintendo Land is an aborted fetus.
I swear to God, it looks like that.
It is. That's definitely what I saw. I was taken all the way back to health class.
That is scary.
Oh boy.
So anyway, you take the demon down, and this is my favorite part. You've got Ryu and the girl standing there, and Ryu with his hood off is absolutely looking entirely Irish again. You know, American Irish.
In all of his white glory.
That's right. This whiter boy could never be found, named Ryu Hayabusa. And
I mean, he couldn't be whiter if he was walking around saying, "Golly, gee willikers, that sure is some amazing demon power I face. By gosh."
that's right. So you hear a beep, and the girl brings out her communicator. And Mike, you described this communicator, I think, pretty well in a text to me.
I forgot what it is, so say it.
I forgot what it was too. Fuck you, man.
You prick.
You're both a couple of dumb spaghettis.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Anyway,
So Foster's like, hey, kill him, and then steal his statues. And she's like, well, nah, I'd rather just bang him.
oh yeah,
And then like hangs up,
yeah.
and then they kiss.
No, even
And the girl
you gotta
tells Ryu
get to
her
the
name.
point before they kiss, where Ryu tells that Foster that he gets two kinds of payment. One, I've received already, and the other is you. I'm coming for your ass. And then
Oh yeah.
the girl says, "What do you mean? What kind of payment have you received?" The answer, "She's looking right at me."
Booty.
And she finds that incredibly sexist line so romantic that she's
Oh
just
my
got to
God.
reach in and kiss him.
Oh yeah, it's like my father literally died in my arms like about 30 minutes ago. But, how'd you like to go somewhere and get something?
Like, oh my God, you described me as payment. I'm so hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm an object.
I looked up what I said. I said it was like a pendant radio.
Yeah.
Cause
Okay.
she's talking on this like little turquoise locket.
I am less impressed that you wasted that much time looking for that. Could have been better.
So,
She could have been talking on a T-Rex. That shit, I would have been like, what?
Yeah,
I don't remember
so-
that in the cutscene.
They throw in like the the Star Wars ending where the kid's like trying to save his father. He's like, Dad, I have to save you. You already have.
Yeah, right. They may as well have. He's even got a fucking mask that he takes off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the evil boss that controls him shoots lightning. It's
Mm-hmm.
like now I shoot like an element out of my hand, and then like the dad takes a hit for the son. It's like Star Wars, but with
No,
like
it was a fireball.
but with like less electric lightsabers.
So anyway, that's pretty much the end.
Just short lightsabers.
The sun comes up.
Short
Yeah.
metal sabers.
And yeah, it ends with Ryu on the record, because that call is definitely being
Grabbing some
recorded,
booty.
and he is definitely uttering a death threat against an American government official. So Ryu has got
Yeah.
his work cut out for him, because he is now waging war against the American government.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not.
Foster,
I'm
I'm
still
coming for
thinking
you,
that
homie.
Foster's full of shit. Special auxiliary unit, my ass.
Yeah. We'll see.
Anyway,
My predictions for the next games are good. I really like this game. I really like sticking to walls and shit. That was one of my favorite parts. I really like avoiding ladders as much as I had to because he sucks at that. I really liked watching the sweet cutscenes even though
oh yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck was being said.
No, the cutscenes really made it. I like the game, all in all, warts and all. It was a lot of fun for me, but the cutscenes really make you feel, as I said before, like you're part of a story. You're not just a random guy platforming left to right.
Saving princesses and blowing up castles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to have a good time. If you can learn the game, because I've seen like this playthrough, this guy took no deaths throughout this game. He just like fucking sword blazing everywhere he went. Pissed me off because it's like, God damn you for being so talented. But then again, he's probably played this game like 80 times.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
to learn that shit.
you watch any kind of speed runner or anybody who's posted it, and they've got the game down pat. They know exactly where all the boss enemies are coming from. You know, they know when you got to jump and when you got to wait. I mean, it's still fun. It's still fun to watch, but it's
Oh,
almost
it's definitely more fun to watch because it's like you realize the amount of frustration they had to go through that I'm now avoiding.
yeah.
So I feel like I'm the winner.
Yeah, I experienced Darkwing Duck in much the same way.
So, would you say that we have any substitutions?
Yes, indeed.
What would you think?
I'll go with the easy one to fuck you guys over. I'll substitute in Castlevania. Similar kind of platformer with special
Oh, yeah?
weapons. Pace is
Well, fuck
clearly
you.
a
'cause
lot better.
I've got the easiest one, and I know I got the easiest one, so I'll let Mike go next because I feel safe. Bahaha. Go ahead, Mike.
I guess I'd rather play. Well, if I wanted to play a game with a Star Wars-like story, I guess I'd rather play Super Star Wars.
Yeah, you're lame. See,
I just
my
pulled that out of my ass. I was
substitution
going to say like
is-
Spider-Man. If I wanted to play like a wall-crawling adventure.
Uh
or the Batman
huh.
NES
Uh huh.
game.
I see.
With-
I see where you're going there, and I see your Spider-Man because I literally also have that written down right here. And I raise you a Prince of fucking Persia, you dumb goddamn banana. What the fuck were you thinking? Obviously, that's the smart man's answer. If I want to go running around climbing on shit, jumping around, fighting the occasional bad guy with a fucking sword and jumping off shit, then I'll play Prince of Persia. But if I want to play Bullet Hell, then I'll play fucking Bullet Hell. They don't need to be together at the same goddamn time.
Or if you want like a Bulletstorm game, you can just go play Cuphead.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a little bit of platforming, but... Guys, how do you spell Persia?
Persia.
I was going to tell him Purrsia just to make him think it's like a cat-related thing.
I pretty much have that anyway. Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. So, any kind of food that you guys think about?
Yeah.
Any kind of...
Go ahead.
Sure, Ivan, you go.
For me, this would be the one chip challenge, that Dorito one chip challenge. just hard as fuck to get through.
Just only having one go at it?
That's right.
Or you mean like playing it just once and then having somebody take away the controller and be like, you can't have more?
Yeah, both. You can't use a password. You can't try and chunk it. You got it one shot at it, and the end of it, getting through that end is just hard as balls.
I would have to say my food equivalent to this game would be a crunchy chocolate bar. Because it's like really sweet on the outside, like really good looking, but it's got that hard as fuck honeycomb sponge inside, which like if you bite into it the wrong way will like cut the fuck up out of your gums.
Good.
But if you melt it, then it just like glues itself to your teeth.
Yeah.
So you realize that, you know,
I can see that.
For the sweet chocolate you're getting, you're really paying the price and working for it. So I think I picked a good comparison.
Yeah, not bad.
For me personally, I would say this would be equivalent to making a nice scrambled eggs, because to make them, you got to get them right, but they're also real basic. So if I was going to have somebody on my team, I'd want them to be able to show me that they can make scrambled eggs and not fuck it up. And there's going to be a few parts that are like annoying, and there's a few parts about making eggs that are like specific to only eggs, and those kinds of things are like sticking to the walls and not being able to climb over a fucking ladder for some reason or whatever, you know, like those minute difficulties that are only prevalent or like only present in this like basic level game, but it's because it's a basic level game that if you can't get past these stupid things, it's kind of a sign that you're not going to bother getting good at other games. You're just going to get by with modern games, you know?
And that is why you are the chef. Excellent comparison.
I was like, holy shit, is anybody alive? I'm not sure what's going on. Mike's fucking typing away like a fucking clackety-clack asshole. Ivan's just like glued to the... Intern Ivan just glued to the speakers.
That's right. I just can't get enough. Teach me, Brandon. Teach me.
The intern is looking up better jobs on Kijiji.
Yeah.
Just like fucking Penny Saver, classifiedmonster.com. Like,
yeah. Scrambled eggs. Oh, fuck. I gotta
get
find
me a
something.
better fucking job.
Grab that mop and grab that rag, and we'll talk about your promotion.
Yeah, we already did that. It didn't end well for you, remember?
Yeah.
I want to play a game.
Yeah, I still have to clean it. There's actually a perfect line at Bob's Burgers.
That's a skit that no one's going to get because we fucked up that episode. You goddamn, why'd you have to remind me of that?
Oh my god, is that the episode? I had no idea. That's the one that you lost?
Yeah.
You piece of shit. We put so much effort into that.
I know.
Oh my god. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh my god, I hate
Ivan
you.
told me that we were missing an episode, and it was the skit where it was the one where we took a review, the Power Pad, and all the games on it. That was so much fucking work. And I spent so much time editing it. I spent like 2 days editing that shit.
I hate you. Alright. And until next time, the kitchen is closed.
It's about as good a sign off as any. Until next time, the kitchen and any hope I have of becoming a professional podcaster is closed.
We gotta go clean up everything. Oh my god.
Before I let you guys go, we didn't get to this in the episode proper, but I gotta share this with you, Brandon. The lyric...
Oh shit,
I'm still recording.
This is
I'm still recording.
outtakes. We're doing this.
Alright.
Okay, well, mine's still going, so whatever.
So,
edit it.
This is a song from the Middle Ages. I'm actually looking at it for work. I catalog music and CDs. And I was looking at the lyrics to this song to try and figure out whether it was a sacred song or a secular. So you listen to this and you let me know what you think. Body against body, with no lustful thought, loving each other in a purely heartfelt way. and always acting discreetly. This is how lovers should act. Then that person is responded to with this. Shove it up her stud. Shove it up her fuckhole. I met a dear little nun who agreed to the deal. I threw her onto the bed and lifted up the sheets. Shove it up her stud. Shove it up her fuckhole. Tan her knackered arse.
What the fuck?
Don't interrupt. I won't get through this. Tan her knackered arse.
This is
My
amazing.
well-bred friend. Tan her knackered arse. Sweet sergeant with the heart on. Iron balls and lead hard dick.
This
Finish
is
it.
beautiful.
Okay, this is my Green Goblin impression.
Okay.
Finish it! Finish it!
Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm a lousy actor. Sweet sergeant with the heart on. Iron balls and lead hard dick and a cunt of steel.
What the fuck?
I came back from Noyan, iron balls and lead hard dick. That's how a little valet met me. If you're proud of your arse, then back off. You fun-loving girl, put your arse on mine. I'm coming. I've got it. Fun-loving lad. Final person responds. The arse still owes the cunt 5.5 sows on Sage Remy's Day. That's why I promised him 5.5 sows on the holy relics and the Bible. And for her the arse went into action, but always discreetly. This is how lovers should act.
So she takes it quietly up the butt.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
That
this is
is
going into
amazing.
the collection of a very serious music library.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Middle Ages people, they don't write songs like that.
Can I get a
Because of standards and
transcript of that?
practices.
Is that like, am I allowed to get a transcript, or is that like stealing, that material? Or whatever?
And,
No, this is
and to think that people ragged on the black musicians for writing songs about smoking reefer in the 20s.
this was actually written originally in French. So of course it sounds a lot more sophisticated. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything
Yeah.
like that.
Pardonnez-moi, madame,
You-
parlez-vous le haineux?
Do you have a typed copy of that? Like, can you send that to me? I want to show that to my boss.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I took a picture of it.
Awesome. That is too amazing.
Yes, it was.
We're gonna make some of that like an anthem in the kitchen.